This is the day that the Lord and we are making. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to the Unity Center of New York City.
Broadcasting live from the heart of New York City, featuring new musical guests every week, with a message and meditation from Reverend Justin Epstein, your weekly destination for a wholesome message and meditation. Welcome to the Unity Center of New York City.
Liberated, I am free, letting go of the story I once thought was me. No more limits, no wasted time. I'm gonna jump right in and take what could be mine. I can see the world in a beautiful new way. It's Independence Day. Independence Day. Independence Day. Independence Day. So light the fire. Let's start the show. We can only win, so let's begin. Let's go. Let's go. We'll go crazy and move ahead. We will dance and sing, let freedom ring instead. I can see the world in a beautiful new way. It's Independence Day. Independence Day. Independence Day. Independence Day. I don't wanna wait, I wanna celebrate and make each day a holiday. firecracker fly, rockets shooting by, colors in the sky. Independence Day, time to celebrate. Independence Day, Independence Day. Independence Day, I'm free. Independence Day, I'm free. No more limits, yeah. Independence Day, no more limits, yeah, yeah, yeah. Independence Day.
Thank you, Claudia Carawan. Happy 4th of July to everybody. This is a great day for us to celebrate our freedoms in this country. I'm Justin Epstein, the senior minister, and we're happy you're sharing this 4th of July with us through our service today. We've got more of Claudia in a little while, and we also have John Stringer with us. So let's get rolling with our service with a sing-along with John, and it's Too Blessed.
You may know this song by Karen Drucker, Amy Bishop, and Gary Lynn Floyd. It's called Too Blessed to Be Stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. Oh, I'm too blessed to be stressed. Not gonna let it get me down. Not gonna let it push me over. Not gonna let it run me round. 'Cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Doesn't matter what's on the news. You can't make my mind up for me. Ain't gonna hear me sing the blues. 'Cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Hey, I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Yeah. I'm grateful for each breath I take. Yes, yes, I am grateful for I'm wide awake. Yes, yes, I am grateful for each passing day. Yes, yes, I'm so grateful. I am grateful. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. Oh, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Hello all and welcome back. My name's Tramika. Happy 4th of July. This holiday is all about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, our birthrights as spiritual beings in this human experience. So us at Unity Center, we wish you a happy and blessed day. Let us know in the comments below how you plan on spending your 4th of July. If you guys are watching us on Facebook, please like and follow our Facebook page to stay up to date with the latest content. Summer is super busy. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. So if you ever need a moment to come back to center, check out our Facebook page for guided meditations, inspirational content, inspirational quotes. Justin's message is going to be posted on our Facebook page. So anything you miss, you can catch it on there. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can catch any of our live recordings that you miss. And you can check out our website, unitycenternyc.com, to subscribe to our weekly newsletter and donate securely if you wish. But before you do all of those things, please stick around because it's time for our prosperity celebration. So please help me welcome Reverend Justin Epstein.
Thank you, Tramika. Now's the time where we acknowledge Spirit as the source of all our good. And we acknowledge that there's a spiritual activity at work in every area of our life. Jesus said, as you give, so do you receive. In the very giving, in some mysterious way, we unlock a greater flow of good into our life and into the lives of others. So I invite you now to think about what gift you'd like to give to support the Unity Center and this ministry. And let us join together in blessing that gift, knowing divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen. In just a moment, we're going to do a guided meditation. And I also want to mention that at the end of the service, we're going to have a special celebration. So I encourage you to stick around until after the message to join us in this special celebration. So in just a moment, we're going to get still. We're going to relax the body and quiet the mind. And this is a time where we tune in to the Spirit that is within us. And so we like to lead into that time with a little bit of a quiet, repetitive song to just get our mind in an uplifted space. So let's go ahead now with Claudia Carawan in singing Freedom is Mine.
Freedom is mine. Freedom is mine. No doubt about it. Freedom is mine. Love is mine. Love is mine. No doubt about it. Love is mine. Power is mine. Power is mine. No doubt about it. Power is mine. Joy is mine. Joy is mine. No doubt about it. Joy is mine. Peace is mine. Peace is mine. No doubt about it. Peace is mine. No doubt about it. Peace is mine.
I invite you now to find a comfortable place to get still with me, whether a chair or on the couch, and let's just take a nice, long, cleansing, deep breath. and let your body relax. We're going to consciously now just scan the body and letting go of tension in our muscles. So become aware of your feet and just let your feet relax. Let go and relax. Become aware of your calves and your thighs. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Relax the muscles in your hands. Let your fingers be open, relaxed. Symbolic of being receptive to the Spirit of God that's expressing in and as you. Relax the muscles in your chest. Allow your abdomen and stomach to be relaxed. Scan the muscles in your back, sending the message, relax, relax. Relax the muscles in your neck, the front, the back, the sides. Move your awareness into your jaw, relaxing your cheeks and the muscles in your face. Letting your eyes rest and relax back in the sockets. Letting go from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. You and I are spiritual beings. We are spirit being us, expressing in and as us, each and every moment. We are, as someone said, a spiritual being having a human experience. We have a mind that thinks. We have emotions that come and go, and we have a body. But we are the ones that have a mind and have emotions and have a body. We are not our mind, emotions, and body. We are the spiritual being that is awareness itself. We are the one who is aware and who can be aware of thoughts and feelings and our emotions. This is where our true independence and freedom lies. Recognizing that I am awareness. This is what is meant when God spoke to Moses in the wilderness, when Moses wanted to know the name of God, and he heard, I am that I am, or I am aware that I'm aware. You are awareness. You are consciousness. And that's where our freedom lies. We are not controlled by our thoughts, or at least we don't have to be. We are not controlled by our emotions. We can observe our thoughts, observe our feelings, observe the body, and make choices as to what we do. We don't have to react. We don't have to be controlled by the external world. We are spiritual beings, have been given dominion and authority, the potential to be the masters of our minds, our emotions, and our bodies. And as Claudia was singing in the song, there is peace and joy in the center of our being. There is freedom as we know this reality, this truth of who we are. You, as consciousness, as awareness, are already free. We're just in a process of waking up to that awareness, to knowing it. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So let us take a moment now in the stillness and in the silence, knowing I am a spiritual being. I am free. I am a spiritual being. I am free. And listen within to experience that inner freedom, that inner joy, that inner peace in the quiet. Jesus said, "In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." He overcame the world not by leaving it. He overcame the world by realizing his true nature as a spiritual being, as consciousness, as awareness. And he relied on that presence and activity of spirit within and expressing as him. And he said that you and I can do the same. Follow me. Follow me in this path of overcoming, this true freedom of the spirit, this true independence, relying on the within for our security, for our love, for whatever good that we long for in our life, finding it first in that awareness of the presence. And from this awareness now, we bring to mind friends and family and loved ones, and we see them as we see ourselves, spiritual beings, knowing and trusting that their every need is being fulfilled and satisfied through this spirit within, that they are open and receptive to guidance and healing, to prosperity of every kind. And we include all those whose names have been submitted to Unity for prayer. And we expand our awareness to include every person on the planet, to include the earth itself, to include all the animals and all life on our planet. We recognize that everything is a manifestation and expression of the one presence and activity of God, of Spirit. All life is sacred. And we are grateful for this awareness, and know and trust that this consciousness is manifesting in our world in this moment. And we are grateful. And let us now bring our awareness back to the room where we are praying. Hear the sounds around you. Feel the chair beneath you. Begin to move the fingers and your body. And know that in some way you have become receptive to the presence and activity of Spirit during this time, that in some way you have released more of who you are. And let us go forth trusting that expression in our life, trusting that we are guided, protected, and blessed. And so it is. Amen.
This is the song I received called Accept It All. There's a feeling we all want. Sometimes it seems impossible, but it's truly what you came here for. Let me show you how to feel it more. A feeling once you learn to navigate, accepting all you contemplate. Let go, my friend, and don't resist. Trust into this and feel the bliss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not hard when you choose differently. What you want ain't always what you think, so be here now. Accept it all and just allow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's exactly how it should be. Sufferings, resisting what you don't wanna feel. Accept it all and be healed. Whatever comes up in your soul, recognize it all and just let go. Release the labels, let it flow. Allow and know what you know. If your feelings, thoughts, and stimuli are all a part of the divine, then all is well and always is. Trust into this and feel the bliss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not hard when you choose differently. What you want ain't always what you think, so be here now. Accept it all and just allow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's exactly how it should be. Sufferings, resisting what you don't wanna feel. Accept it all and be healed, yeah. Before you were born, you chose this life to remember you were love and light. Understand that it's all here for you. A plan to help you know the truth. The divine uses everything to show you its love. Are you remembering? If there's one thing you can trust, you can always count on love. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. You can always count on love. La-di-da-di-da-da-da. La-da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ooh. There's a feeling we all want. Sometimes it seems impossible, but it's truly what you came here for. Let me show you how to feel it more. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's not hard when you choose differently. What you want ain't always what you think, so be here now. Accept it all and just allow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's exactly how it should be. Sufferings, resisting what you don't wanna feel. Accept it all and be healed. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's not hard when you choose differently. What you want ain't always what you think, so be here now. Accept it all and just allow, yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's exactly how it should be. Suffering, resisting what you don't want to feel. Accept it all and be healed, yeah.
Benjamin Franklin was in a tavern in Philadelphia talking to a friend about the Declaration of Independence. And a drunken man overheard the conversation and went over to Franklin and said, "That document doesn't mean anything. Where's all the happiness it promises?" And sympathetically, Franklin looked at him and said, "My friend, it promises us, everybody, happiness, but it's up to us to go out and catch it." And you know, although all of us have the potential to be happy, a lot of folks ruin that happiness with a whole lot of worry and anxiety. In fact, according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the United States, affecting 40 million adults age 18 and over. Ernest Becker, author of Facing Death, writes, "Animals, in order to survive, have had to be protected by fear responses." Some Darwinians believe that the early humans were able to survive because they were full of anxiety. Becker says that the result is the emergence of man as we know him, a hyper-anxious animal who constantly invents reasons for anxiety even where there is none. You ever invent reasons for anxiety where there is none? Fear and anxiety can negatively affect our immune system. It can interfere with our sleep. It can cause anything from acne to ulcers. And so today, I want to talk to you about how we can greatly reduce our anxiety, how we can gain greater freedom to live in peace. I'm going to explain to you the difference between manufactured fear, aka anxiety, from real fear, which is how our intuition can give us warning signals that can protect us. As a result, we can experience living more in the present, being more relaxed and at ease in our environment. The first key to being free from worry and anxiety is to recognize when and if we're manufacturing fear. The word worry comes from the word wergum, which means to choke, to strangle, or to harass. If you were to place your hands around somebody's throat in your household or at work and begin to choke, not recommended, then they would truly have something to worry about, as would you. We don't want to choke off the life force through worry. And that's exactly what we do. Worry is a result of letting our thoughts run wild and rampant, creating all kinds of negative possibilities in our life. Now, worry is not the same as being concerned and taking some precautions and taking some actions. It's not the same. It's something that is actually not connected with pain or danger or death in the actual environment we're in. It's manufactured. This is what Jesus was referring to, this manufactured anxiety, when he said, "Do not be anxious." An executive reviewed his life, and he discovered that 92% of the things that he had been worried about never happened. And the other 8% that did actually happen, he was able to handle. Mark Twain said, "My life has been filled with many troubles, most of which never happened." Worry is manufactured fear. And people worry for various reasons. One of the reasons people worry is because it gives them a sense that they have some kind of control. They feel disempowered and they want to feel like they have some kind of control. So they worry. But the problem is, worry doesn't really do anything, does it? There is no real control in worry. It's not a very practical thing to do. Many people use worry like a magic amulet to ward off, like it's going to ward off danger. Kind of like holding up a cross would ward off Count Dracula. And you know what? It doesn't work. Just ask Count Dracula. Job, who experienced great personal loss, said, "The thing that I have feared has come upon me." Not only can worry be a waste of time and energy and not really be effective, but it might actually contribute to attracting the very thing we're worried about. Oftentimes, instead of taking constructive action, people worry. And it doesn't really do anything, as we said. It's just useless energy. But you know what? Sometimes worrying is actually a whole lot easier than taking the action we know that we ought to take. Haven't you heard somebody worrying and you think, well, why don't you just do something about that? Why don't you take some action to prevent that from happening? No, instead, they just worry. That's what that old adage that said, worry is like a rocking chair. You expend a lot of energy, but don't go anywhere. Worry is also a way that people create a false connection with others. I worry because I love you. If I wasn't worrying, then I'm not loving you enough. Let me ask you, when someone worried about you, have you ever had someone worry about you unnecessarily? Did you feel loved or annoyed? Now, sometimes we might feel loved by it, but I don't know about you. A lot of times, it's unnecessary. Also, people worry because it's a way of trying to cope with disappointment before it happens. A person might be taking a test, and they're afraid that they're going to fail the test. So they see themselves, they worry about failing. In case they do, they're not as disappointed. The problem is, they wasted 2 days worrying if they pass the test or they do well on it. They wasted a lot of energy and time for no reason. So we worry for many reasons, and one of the first steps to gaining freedom from worry is to recognize, what are your reasons for worrying? Why are you worrying? Can you trace the worry to actually something in your environment that's threatening, that's perhaps dangerous? If not, then we're probably manufacturing it. Is there something you're worrying about in your life right now? Is it something that may or may not happen in the future? Jesus commanded, "Do not be anxious, for tomorrow will be anxious of itself. Sufficient unto today is the evil thereof." In modern parlance, prepare and plan for tomorrow. Do your best today, but don't worry about tomorrow. Let the results of tomorrow take care of themselves. If you do your best today, tomorrow will work out just fine. Can you imagine living your life free of worry? Worry is fear manufactured by our mind when there isn't a real threat in the environment. It chokes off the life force. It's not good for us physically, mentally. 92% of the things we worry about never even happen, and we can handle the 8% that do. And there are several reasons people worry. By recognizing why you're worrying, the reasons you're worrying, can help us to change the way we're thinking about the situation. The second way to find freedom from worry is to pay attention to your intuition. The Christmas story is full of the messengers of God, what we call angels, and what I'm calling our intuition, right? Your intuition can be a messenger of God. When you look at the Christmas story, Joseph and Mary gets pregnant without having been together with Joseph. But a messenger of God says to her, Mary, don't worry about it. You've been impregnated by the Holy Spirit. And he tells Joseph that. So the baby is born, and the Magi are on their way to go visit the baby Jesus. And then a messenger of God appears to the Magi and says, do not come back and tell Herod where that baby is. So they don't. And then, of course, Mary and Joseph are warned by a messenger of God to go into Egypt before Herod starts killing all the firstborn children. So there we have angels protecting people in the Scripture. Now, whether we believe that actually happened that way or not is irrelevant. It's symbolic. It's symbolic of what can take place inside of you and inside of me. And that is, we have a messenger of God. We have a protecting angel in the form of our intuition that can truly warn us when there is something to be concerned about in our environment. In fact, the word intuition comes from the word tuere, which means to protect. I had a friend named Susan who shared with me how she and her friend went to the middle of St. Louis in kind of a rough area to see a couple of movies, and Diana Ross movies, and as soon as they pulled up to park, Susan felt fear. And her friend said, you can't go through life afraid of everything. And so they went in, they watched the two movies, and throughout the movies, Susan felt this fear. Then they went out to their car, and when they got in the car, two men had been watching and following them. And one of them tapped on the windshield with a gun, pointed it at Susan, and pulled the trigger. Fortunately, her friend had shifted the car into first gear, which deflected the bullet, and it missed Susan altogether. What happened? Her intuition, the angel of intuition, that messenger of spirit within her, was trying to warn her of an actual threat and danger that was around them. Had they listened to that fear instead of judging it, instead of pushing it away, they could have perhaps looked around their environment to see, maybe they would have seen those two guys and noticed they were being followed. We all have this intuition that speaks inside of us. Gavin de Becker, the author of the book, The Gift of Fear, was a 3-time presidential appointee, advised many of the world's most prominent media figures, corporations, and law enforcement agencies in predicting violence. He teaches that listening to our intuition is our greatest protection. And he says that our intuition can speak to us in a variety of ways. Now, remember, manufactured fear is what we're creating with our mind. But if something spontaneously springs up inside of you, such as how intuition speaks, he says it speaks in these different ways: nagging feelings, persistent thoughts, even in dark humor, wonder, curiosity, hunches, gut feelings, even doubt or hesitation or suspicion, apprehension, and what he calls real fear, fear that comes up because it's trying to warn you of the presence of potential pain or danger in the immediate environment. Worry, on the other hand, there's no real threat. We've just created it. Maybe it's a habit. We just worry, even if there's nothing to worry about. When I was reading about this horrific collapse of this condominium in Miami, terrible, and let's keep all those family and people in our thoughts and prayers for guidance and protection and for peace and comfort. I was reading an article a few days ago where a lady who lived in that building was talking to her son, and she was telling him that she had heard the building creaking for the last couple of days. I wonder if her intuition wasn't trying to warn her. I don't know what I would have done in that situation. That's the reason for this talk, is to encourage us to recognize that we have this presence that can signal us, that can give us messages. I remember this collapse of the condominium reminded me of 9/11 and those buildings collapsing. And I remember vaguely one of the stories about a lady who worked in the building, and the company told the employees, do not leave your desk, do not leave this office. And one of the ladies said, I'm gone, goodbye, and she left the building. Was she listening to that angel of protection, to her intuition? I mean, I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but I hope that as we look at this and understand how it works, that we will be more likely to listen to the signals when they come to us and not dismiss them, not rationalize them. Recognize manufactured fear. Be relaxed and present in the moment, because that's what's important. DeBecker says you don't want to spend your life always looking over your shoulder, always being anxious about stuff, because what happens then when your intuition is really trying to warn you, you don't hear it, because everything else, it feels just like the way we are all the time, anxious. See, he says just be present in your environment, be relaxed. And when you need to know something, your intuition will let you know. And I believe that's a good way to live. So pay attention to the angel of your intuition. The third way to be free from worry is to follow these 3 rules. As we said, when you feel fear, listen to it rather than automatically dismissing or complaining it away. Years ago, when I was living in New York City, I had just read a chapter about how con men will display symbols or badges to communicate that they're someone that they're actually not. And I was on the subway riding from the Bronx. And as I got on, I noticed this man sitting on the subway, and he had a file open displaying legal papers. And he had some other badges sort of communicating who he was. And he struck up a conversation with me. And the hairs on my body stood up. And he said, why don't we get off at the next stop and come on over and have coffee, and we can continue this conversation at my house. And guess what? The same messenger that communicated to Joseph and Mary communicated to me. Hell no. Didn't happen. And you know what? Because I listened to that angel of intuition, it may have protected me from something. I could have rationalized, well, he looks like a nice guy. He's got legal papers. You know, he seems harmless. Why not take a few minutes for a cup of coffee and meet someone new? The intuition was telling me something differently. Second rule is, if you aren't feeling this spontaneous fear or message that's coming up in response to the environment, to a threat of pain or danger in your environment, then don't manufacture it. Relax and be present. Be at peace. Third, if you're manufacturing worry, figure out why. Trace your worry and see if it's actually linked to something in your environment that is really something to be concerned about. Look it squarely in the face, and you might find that it's just a habit, that you're just worrying about something that doesn't deserve your time and your energy. DeBecker writes, "There's nothing to fear unless and until you feel fear from that messenger, your intuition." Worry is manufactured by our mind. Worry chokes the life force, can be harmful to our health. Most of the things we worry about never happen. People worry for various reasons. When you can recognize your reasons, you can begin to be free from them. The angel of your intuition will create the experience of real fear in the presence of threat or danger. Rather than automatically dismissing it, listen to it, apply those 3 rules, and then you can live in greater sense of peace and joy in your life, not wasting energy and ruining your health in worry. Timothy said, "God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Let's get still for a moment. Father, Mother God, we acknowledge that we are spiritual beings. We are here to live in inner freedom, not to live in fear, not to live in worry, but to live in trust, to live in faith, to use our energy to make a positive difference, to make the moment that we're in a better moment for ourselves and others. We thank you for your guidance and your protection, for your communication to us in every moment. We know that with you, everything in our life is working together for our good. And we remember those families in Miami, and we bless them with light, with love, with peace. And so it is. Amen. Would you please now join me for a special celebration? We've got something we want you to see.
Hello, Justin. I just want to say thank you so much for all your years of service. I love the unity of today, and the one thing I know, it wouldn't be as good as it is, as great as it is, without your marvelous contributions. I am so proud to know you. I am so grateful that you are part of our community. Thank you so much. Here's to the next 50, Justin. Ciao.
Hello, Justin. Congratulations on 50 years of service to the Unity Center of New York. When I think of you, I always think of a man with a generous spirit and a warm heart, a storyteller, and a man with a quick wit. When I close my eyes and meditate with you, I think of the words that you've always said. You are the light of the world. You, Justin, are the light of the world. You are the light of our world. So again, congratulations for 50 years of service and a blessing for 50 more. from your heart to mine. Yes, you are someone I love to know. Congratulations.
Hello, Justin Morley. Congratulations on 50 years of loving service to the Unity Center of New York City. Through your kindness, devotion, and spiritual leadership, you embody the core values of unity each and every day. Thank you for extending the hand of fellowship to me and everyone who walks through the doors of our church.
Hey, Justin Morley, it's Vanessa Wumble. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your dedication. 50 years of service. What a milestone. So much has been accomplished at Unity Center of New York, and a lot of it is through your support. You're truly one of a kind, a jack of all trades. Such a pleasure working with you. Sending you big hugs. Congratulations, Justin.
Hey, Justin. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to Justin Morley. Justin Morley, happy 50th anniversary at the Unity Center of New York City. It boggles my mind. How could you be here 50 years when you're only 34? Isn't that what you told me? On behalf of all the people you have blessed over the years, Justin, through your meditations, your classes, your counseling, your prayer, all the work you did to support Eric Butterworth and his ministry, and thank you. And we've been together almost 15 years, actually, 5 years in the past and 9 years this time. And thank you for all the support you've given me and my ministry. You are a thoughtful, caring, prayerful person with a great sense of humor. And on behalf of all of us, happy 50th anniversary. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Justin Morley, happy
Justin
50th. Gets confusing around here, all the Justins.
Justin's right.
I'm Justin Jr., by the way. So
I'm Justin Senior.
Justin Senior. Well, we are so proud of you. 50 years here at the Unity Center. That is amazing.
I survived.
You survived.
I
survived.
held in there.
Yes,
yeah.
you did. Well, we've got
and
a little.
It's been a great experience. And first of all, I just want to thank Debbie Milinex and Stefan John and all his crew for the wonderful montage that they put together.
Wasn't that was amazing?
Really a terrific. Terrific.
It really was.
Yes.
It was beautiful. Well, you deserve all of it.
Yeah.
And this is a little gift from the Unity Center to you for your 50 years. It's a collapsible car. Enjoy
It's a collapsible
it.
card. I will open it at my leisure.
At your leisure. Hey, you've done a lot of stuff in your 50 years. You mind if I share with our viewers a little bit of what you've done?
Oh, shucks.
Let me indulge you a little bit here. And a lot of things. Justin has been intimately and intensely involved in the Unity Center as a student of Eric Butterworth for over 40 years and as Eric's special assistant for 30 years. Some of you probably remember Eric Butterworth. He was an icon in the metaphysical New Thought movement. He was here for some 40 years, and Justin assisted him for 30 of those years. Justin joined the staff at Unity in 1971. He has led the Wednesday meditation services here at the center for 45 years. And at Eric Butterworth's request has served as a personal spiritual counselor for many years. He worked on all of Eric's week-long spiritual retreats, which you might have attended. He helped lead the joy songs in those retreats as well. Justin did all the audio and video recordings at the Unity Center and at Avery Fisher Hall since 1973. In addition, he edited virtually all of Eric's radio broadcasts, some 500 of those radio talks. He continues to produce promotional material here at the center. All through the 70s, Justin was actively involved in Unity's theater program, producing, directing, and starring in a wide variety of theatrical events, including a full-scale professional production of Actors Equity-sanctioned Broadway show Celebration by Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt, in which he played the leading role of Potemkin. Justin studied acting at the Pasadena Playhouse in Pasadena, California. After studying and working in LA, he moved to New York City and as a professional actor performed in off-Broadway at plays and musicals in the city and in first national touring companies of Hello, Dolly with Carol Channing. Wow, that is cool. And The Fantastics, directed by the author Tom Jones. He has had leading roles in many major summer stock companies, including Beauregard and Mame with Ruta Lee and Charlie and A.K. Wingate, and How Now Dow Jones with Edward Everett Horton. Wow, Justin, you have done a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, just got around a little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
An interesting story about Edward Everett Horton. He was about 85 when I worked with him, and I played two characters, a young boy, a young stockbroker, and an old 100-year-old wizard of Wall Street.
Wow.
You know, and he saw me, you know, in rehearsals, he saw me playing these two diverse parts. And he was like 85, and he says, "How do you play that 100-year-old man?" I couldn't do that.
That's neat. You really had to project yourself forward.
Yeah.
Would you like to share a little bit of with our listeners some other memories that you had?
Well, I came into the, I worked as a volunteer here for many years, 4 or 5 years before I went on staff, and they kept asking me to go on staff, and I said, I can't, I'm an actor. And I have shows to do, and I couldn't make a commitment. And came to 71, and Broadway had changed to rock and roll, and I said, I'm an opera singer and a Broadway performer. I do not do rock and roll.
Oh, I see,
And
I see.
so I said, bring me on. So that's really the reason why I joined, went on the staff.
I see. It's time for a change, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And I'd been working, as I say before, as a volunteer, you know, counting money and making records and all this sort of thing. And one day, after I went on the staff, Eric Butterworth called me into his office.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
The man himself.
And he sat me down and he said, Justin, in addition to all the good work you're doing in the office, I want you from now on to do all the personal counseling and also do the Wednesday meditation lecture and service, and do all memorial and funeral services.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said, huh? I'd never done any of that.
Oh, my goodness.
And he just trusted me with that. He said, and my first funeral service was a big one, and it was the very next week for a mother of a well-known Broadway performer, and there were hundreds of people there.
Wow.
And I said, okay, and it went fine.
Wow.
And I found that probably the spiritual counseling is the most important thing I've done, but even more so than that were the funeral services and the memorial services I gave, because you can really, really bring a sense of comfort and well-being to persons who are immediately in need. So
That's beautiful.
that was really the best time. But we also had a theater program. They just hired a professor from Stanford University to come in and start a theater program. And we did, as it said on the thing, the production of Celebration, but we did shows all the time. We did improv and stage readings of a play called it was, I can't think of it now. But anyway, a Spoon River Anthology and these things.
Yeah.
So
that's neat.
Very
creative time.
Yeah. And so Eric, as I said, you're doing all the funerals and counseling, and in addition to the, to all the theater things.
That's something about some of the great spiritual leaders and teachers. They can see somebody's potential.
I guess so.
Yeah, he could see that in you.
And as I say, that the spiritual counseling and the memorial services was the most important thing that I felt I did here. But the singing and the dancing and the plays, we did, as I say, Spoon River Anthology and a lot of other ones.
Nice.
So it's been a good ride.
Well, Justin, from all of us at the Unity Center, we thank you and we appreciate it. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you.
Well, and you and everyone else that has made this a really wonderful, wonderful experience for me. And I usually am a little timid about getting up and talking about myself, but there's an old proverb that says, "He who tooteth not his own horn hath not a horn to toot."
I like that, Justin. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Justin.
Okay.
Would you please join us now in saying the prayer for protection? Oh, why don't you join us for this, Justin? Yeah, say the prayer for protection with us. Okay, everyone, together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for joining us for our Unity Center live stream service. We hope to see you again next time.